fucking, all of it's pre-planned, mate. Why would you get back with him knowing you don't want to get back with him? You just wouldn't fucking do it. Give dab. Holidays are not coming. Coming into this festive period, what has become apparent within the last week is you've got the football on. You've got football. You've got Christmas. Football. Christmas. What do you see in the summertime normally when you get the fucking football going on? Domestic violence, called domestic violence number. You should have, and this is what I would tell the younger version of me now, if I had the opportunity. Choose your life's mate carefully. From this one decision will come 90% of your life's happiness or misery. And that's all you can say, isn't it? And how true is that for us folk who are going through the misery of it all, who go through the misery of the non-molestation. So those who don't remember, those who don't know, those who can't remember, those who watched it last time and don't remember because they'd much rather remember the negative shit rather than the truth. I'll tell you again. Back in the day, back in the day, I was arrested and charged and went to criminal court and got found not guilty in criminal court for domestic violence and apparently, allegedly, dragging my ex-wife down some stairs. It wasn't true then and it's not true today. However, when I got found not guilty in criminal court, I went down to the family court. And that then is where I had to relive and relearn that we go through everything that I've gone through again already, but in quicker time, in criminal court. See, time is of the essence, yeah? Because it's between, no doubt, your children, in many cases, your children will be between born and 7 years old. These are the most important years of your child's life. It's also the worst years of your child's life, because it's in these years, in my mind, that the people, they limit your thinking. That combined with your parents separating, it's going to stop all the juices flowing that you need flowing as a child to make sure your imagination is on point, to make sure you're thinking articulately and creating massive, beautiful thoughts. We take them away from our children because the trauma that we cause them when they separate two parents, that's why they want two parents to separate, because it takes that on children, so it impacts the trauma. So the children will then, they begin to have to mature quicker, yeah? And as they mature, they lose that part of the brain that they use, which gives them their imagination. And if it's all the other parts of the brain that we need, that we get limited on, because they limit how you're thinking. They tell us you can't do something when really you can. You can do anything your mind says you can do. You just have to tell your mind to do it, and you have to just do it and believe it and live it. Anyway, that's a different conversation. That's why you have to make sure your first 7 years you're really in your child's life. So this is why the mum will ultimately try and keep you out of the child's life for those first 7 years. Because the longer the child can be out of your life, the more difficult it is to maintain that loving relationship. I'm fortunate because I've got that with my daughter. No matter what Lindsay has tried, it makes no difference. My daughter is my daughter, and she knows who I am. She knows where I'm at. She knows what I'm doing. She knows my number. She knows everything there is to know, and I'm always here for her, and she knows it. So let's be honest. When you get told that you get a statement on your doorstep, or you get a statement posted to you on WhatsApp, and you've been out of your house for about a month and a half, and then suddenly the paperwork starts landing, your natural gut reaction is to fight, defend your territory, defend your right to be innocent, defend your right to make sure you've got a relationship with your children. That's absolutely right that you do that. But don't do it in the way you'd normally do it. Do it in a way that is conducive to the child, i.e., don't fight. 3. agree to it. Say, yeah, I'm guilty, and if you are guilty, then agree to it. By all means, that makes it, for me, you're better off agreeing to it. It's more about you as a person than it would do if you deny it and then it gets found to be true later date. So either agree or to disagree with it. That's the first thing. Yeah. So you agree with it. That's one option. Second option is you don't agree with it, and you are going to fight it. You want to go to contested hearing. Yeah, that's the next one. And then you have to set out a trial and that sort of stuff. Because don't forget, these first hearings are generally 15 to 30 minutes. 15 to 30 minutes. You ain't getting jack shit to sort it in that time. Yeah, they're just finding out what your position is. Ideally, you'd have written a statement in the first instance. Yeah, you'd have written a statement that the judge will have before you get into court, even if it's a half hour before the court hearing. You get it in, and the judge will read it before the actual court you come out. And I think that says a lot about you as a character and about you as a person, about and your truth. If you manage to get your paperwork done, and your statement has landed from her, has landed 24 hours, 12 hours beforehand, and you still manage to get a statement done, that says a lot. Yeah. So you need to focus on that. Getting a statement done for the first hearing is priority number one. Yeah. Before you even turn up to your hearing itself, even before you've even decided if you're going to turn up, you need to get your statement sorted. Ideally, your statement will say that you do want to contest it, but you don't want to go to a final hearing straight. Because what you're going to have done in this last 12 hours, 24 hours, is you're going to have submitted your child arrangements application, C100. That's the first thing you're going to do. You're going to submit that. That then, in your statement, you're going to ask for the court to combine the two applications. Or literally, don't combine them, because don't want to hear them at a later date, and take an undertaking with no findings. Undertaking with no findings means it's no admissions of guilt. You're just putting it to bed. She can rely on the allegations at a later date, which they do, which inevitably, if she's telling the truth, if she believes that she's telling the truth, or he believes he's telling the truth, then you have to accept that that's what they're going to do, and then rely on them at a later date, which means they have to be heard, and they will be heard, and rightly so. If there's an element of truth to them. Yeah. If there's no truth to them, then you shouldn't be even uttering the words. But ultimately, they will get heard. You're not saying you're not going to ever hear them. You're saying, undertaken, no findings. Undertaken, no findings, still nil-nil. So when you go to child arrangements application, and you get into the hearings for that, not only are you going to have skipped the queue because you've added it onto your non-molestation application, but also you're going to be real. And you're going to have someone on the other side saying, no, it's all you. Everything's you. Everything's you. Everything that goes wrong is you. It's all your fault. But ultimately, every relationship has an element of domestic abuse within it. It's either a healthy amount or a toxic, unhealthy amount. And the professionals are aware of this. And it's within theories and things that are written out and set out. So someone going into court and saying, yeah, I reacted to this, or I did this, and I was wrong there, blah, blah, blah. It's going to say a lot more about that person's character than it will be about the person who's creating all the stories, exaggerating the stories, fabricating the stories, and in some cases just barefaced lying. So my biggest recommendation to you is undertaking, no findings. The court can deny it. The allegations, if they're of a sexual or physical nature, then the likelihood of it being accepted is slim, very slim. But I would always do it, but be realistic and tell the judge in your statement, you know it's a slim chance, but for you it's a no-brainer, if the case may deem that. But there you go.